How significant could a 5-point lead be so early in the season?
Yeah, obviously we understand the consequence of the game tomorrow. If we get a positive result, it obviously kicks us on a little bit in the league. But the mindset of the group is just to do exactly what we've did in every game so far, and approach it in a positive manner, give our absolute best while we're on the pitch, and like I said, then the consequence of that will take care of itself. But it's not really something that we're solely focusing on before the game.
You're a veteran of this fixture, of course. What do you say to guys who may make their debut in this game, what it's all about?
Yeah, of course. Everybody knows when they join the club. They read stories or they hear interviews about the game. But it's just important for the lads to stay calm. Obviously, everyone else will hype the game up for them, but I think internally we have to remain calm. The experienced players, get around the young lads and the new lads, and just make sure that they're calm, they're focused, they're in the zone, and they let the football do the talking. Like I said, everyone else will hype it up, but it's important that we stay super calm.
Hi, Callum. Just tell us a bit about how everyone at the club's feeling at the moment. It's been such a positive start to the season. You've got the Champions League on the horizon, but a big derby first of all. I mean, the place must be buzzing at the moment.
Yeah, of course. It's a really exciting week for the club. This club's built on is big fixtures, European football, derbies, and that's where all the players want to play. It's a great challenge for the players this coming week, and like I said before, it's always a big game at Celtic, and you got to rise to the challenge, and it's no different this week as well.
You've been part of many successful Celtic teams that have played some great football. The Brendan Rodgers era would stick out in that, but where does this current team, the way they're playing at the moment, free scoring, defensively solid, I mean, is this as good a team as you've been part of?
Yeah, definitely. The football that we're playing, it's really slick, it's incisive. Like you said, the cohesiveness in the team is really good. Everybody understands their role, and there seems to be a real freedom about the players, and that comes from everybody understanding their job and being super aggressive in their mindset and mentality, that we attack the game as much as we possibly can. And like you said, it's really exciting to play in, and the challenge for us now as players is just to sustain it for as long as we possibly can.
Hi Callum, is there a real confidence that if the team plays the way they have over the last few games that you'll get the right result this weekend?
Yeah, I think you've always got to have that belief. When you go into any game, that if you're in a good moment, then you continue to do the right things, you continue to work hard, be humble about it, and continue that mindset and try and replicate, the similar type of performance that the manager's asking us to do. So, I think the challenge for us as a group of players is to try and maintain the level for as long as we can, and obviously when the big games come up, then we have to show our quality and our character, and try and apply our best football to those games as well. So, it's a really big challenge, but it's one that we're looking forward to as well.
I know the mindset of a footballer is always to take one game at a time, but when you look over the next week, you've got Rangers this weekend, you've got Real Madrid coming up next. That must be a special feeling that you've got, such big games on the horizon.
Yeah, exactly. I've said that before. It's a big week for the club. But, as you touched on there, you can only have a look at the next one, and the next one is tomorrow. So our full focus is on that. The boys trained well this morning, and we're really looking forward to the game. And like I say, we'll attack the game with the similar mindset that we have done, probably for the last 12, 14 months since the managers came in. And then we'll look at Tuesday when that comes around, and we'll do exactly the same on Tuesday. But, like I said, our full focus is on tomorrow.
Hi, Callum. Sometimes when people, before these games, people come out with the phrase that form goes out the window. Is that something that you buy into?
I don't think so as much. I think if you're in a good moment and you're in a good rhythm and the team's good and confident, then it's important to carry that into the game and carry that confidence into the game. I think, maybe what people mean by that is, what team is going to work as hard as they possibly can to win the game. And I think if one team turns up and they run harder and they want the game more than the other team, then of course form goes out the window at that point. But if both teams, which I'm sure they will be, super motivated for the game and really want to win the match, then of course form comes into it. You've got to be playing well and get after the game and use your previous games as a marker to go and set the tone, and that's what we have to do tomorrow.
And you know very well, obviously, everything that goes along with these games from the outside and everything. How difficult is it just to treat it exactly like every other league game?
I think obviously we understand the consequence of the fixture and everything else, but I think the players now are in a good place. We're a strong group. We understand that every game is just as important as the next one. So that's the mindset that we've got. It's actually quite easy in the building where you just zone yourself out and focus completely on what the manager's asking us to do. And then when we turn up tomorrow, we go and attack the game as a group of players with the same mindset, and then we see where that takes us.
Callum, 9 changes on Wednesday night, a chance for players to get a rest ahead of what is going to be a busy schedule. How important is it that some of the players now have a chance to rest?
I think obviously, like you said, during the week there, we left a few at home, we left a few on the bench as well, and credit to the lads that came into the team were superb and kept the standard exactly where it was in the previous game. So it tells you the strength and depth in the squad that we've got, and everybody will be needed. The manager speaks about it all the time. Every single player in the squad will play a part during the season because there's so many games. So when you get asked to play, you have to give your absolute maximum. And maybe when you're told to rest, then you rest up as best you can as well, because then you're asked to go again the next week, and you've got to keep your level up as well. So it's important that we use the squad, and it's important when the guys come in, they're bang at it as well, and keep the level exactly where it's been.
And how important is it now, Callum, for you as a player to get a little bit of rest as well? Are you happy with the boys that have come in? Because you did start every game.
Yeah, no, for me it's exactly the same. Of course I want to play as many minutes and as many games as I can, but it's important that we do have a strong squad. People can pick up injuries or whatever, they need a rest during the season, and like I said, you need a really strong squad to compete in all fronts, and that's where we want to be.
These fixtures obviously represent, I know you say you sort of treat it like any other game, but they do represent a really good opportunity. Thinking back to the 3-0 game at Celtic Park last season and the win at Ibrox, is there anything that you do differently in your preparation just to make sure that you're bang on for these games, or do you just, as you say, treat it like every other game?
Yeah, of course you have to find a balance within that. Obviously, like I said, you understand the consequence of the game and what it means to the supporters and what it means to the club. So of course you understand that, and that heightens the senses a little bit, but it's important not to get carried away and become too emotional, because emotion zaps you as well. So you don't want to go into the game zapped to energy and then you can't perform. So you have to get yourself into the mind frame that you're calm and composed, but also super concentrated. And generally, if you find yourself in that space, then you'll give a good account of yourself, and the team will give a good account of themselves. And if that's what we want to do and that's what we can do, then we're confident that we can go and perform at the very highest level and get positive results.
With a number of new players coming in, and some of them might make their debut tomorrow or even further down the season in other important games, do you feel like an increased responsibility to show these guys what it's all about, show them the ropes and help them understand what's at stake in these games?
Yeah, of course. That's the job of the experienced players. We've been here for a number of years now, and we've pretty much seen everything that we can. So it's important that we relay our experiences, and the new guys that come into the team understand the magnitude of playing for Celtic, and not just in the big games, because every game's a big game, and every game has massive consequences at this club. So it's important that these guys find the level really quickly and then maintain it, and if we have as many guys doing that, then I'm sure we'll have a positive impact on the season.